Currently, you can see the market timing is around 6:45, and you can see clearly today I have posted your live trade where I took my position in Nifty. I have taken a short position. I made a profit of around 4.5k, and you can see clearly this is where I took my short position after this bullish momentum. This is where I have taken short position, keep my stop loss just below above that point, and I targeted all the way here. This is where I exited my position. Uh, but let's break into trade analysis of both Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. Coming to Bank Nifty, guys, as we know, most of you who might have followed me on my YouTube, you know that the first thing I always plot is the fib of this candle. So I always try to plot the mid of this candle, and I'll plot it as mid over here, and next I'll do it as for 5 minute time frame as well, and this I'll consider it as a 5 minute zone. This is the first thing I actually do. So in 80% of the cases, usually these levels will act as support and resistance. So that is why always uh, I always use these two zones initially. And another indicator which I use is the pivot levels. And but here you can see for the today's pivot level is almost like here. It's a virgin pivot as the price hasn't reached here. This is the pivot levels. And the next I would do is to plot anchor evap levels, and I will see if anywhere the price is trying to take support. But here you can see clearly as the market broke this structure over here. Let me break it very near to you, and you can see clearly where the market broke structure. And here you can see it's a break of structure. And for yesterday's pivot, you can here this was S1 level. This was the S1 level. This is a support level, and you can see yesterday's low as well, where the price was trying to take support. You can see clearly here is where the price took support here. This one was both S1 level as well as you can see this broke structure towards the upside. Uh, Broke structure towards the upside, and you can consider to be this is the chop, and you can consider the down move, the last down move, or you can consider this low as well. So you can consider this to be 1 minute order block. Actually, you should consider this candle, but in case if you want to consider, you can consider this candle, this last down candle, and you can see the price couldn't broke this structure, but it couldn't close below this, and the market took support from here and rallied upwards and broke structure towards this. It broke structure here, and you can see the market broke this structure with a fair value gap, which I already discussed to you. You can see clearly this fair value gap here. So this is the fair value gap, and you can consider to take this order block level out. Let's take this also out. This one is this one, therefore. So fair value gap, and the market came all the way here from some kind of consolidation and clearly broke this with another fair value gap over here. This is the break of structure. You can consider it as chalk. Here it broke structure towards the upside with a fair value gap over here as well. You can consider, you can see here all this much of fair value gap, and you can see clearly after this consolidation, the market here also found a kind of trendline liquidity over here. You see clearly a trendline liquidity. It formed a liquidity, broke structure, and if you try to plot the fib levels from this low to the common point between this, you can see clearly price trying to take support from here. This is the 50 level and the anchor VWAP level. And as I have already mentioned to you, when the price tries to break the day anchor VWAP level and immediately following by another bullish engulfing candle near this anchor VWAP level, the day VWAP level, clearly signifies bullish moment. There are high chances the market will continue further bullish. So you can see if you consider the common point between this, the common point between this, and the common point between this, you can see the market all the way reached here. This is the 100% move, and here it reached. This is the 1.68 level, and if you try to go from this low to this high, you can see price trying to take support from here. This is the 50 level, and you can see here also where the market actually broke structure towards the upside with a fair value gap over here as well. And what we need to see this whole swing is that this whole swing is a kind of trendline liquidity over here. Look at this guy, where price trying to take multiple supports here, 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 and you consider it all the way here as well. This is kind of support over here, where clearly market broke this structure and it even broke this low and as well as this low as well. Or you can consider this low as a chalk over here. You can consider this as chalk. But anyways, market broke this structure with a chalk over here, clearly signifying bearishness. And what we usually do is that last up move before the market broke structure towards the downside, we'll consider this to be an order block. You can see when the market retraced towards the order block over here, as I have mentioned you, when the market forms chalk over here, when the market retraces, the market retraced in a sort of trend, not so bullish. You can see this kind of pullbacks over here. This is a very good level, guys, where you can expect the order block to be respected. But what happened here is that the market clearly broke structure towards the downside with a fair value gap here as well. And price took support from the 5-minute zone here, or you can consider this demand zone over here, the last down move, which actually broke structure towards the upside, and you can consider this zone to be an order block. So the market came all the way here, as this level has already been mitigated. The market came here, and you can see after the market came here, a doji candle had formed, and the market tried to rally up, and you can see another trendline liquidity like this, and another trendline liquidity like this, which easily signifies bullishness here. And you could have easily taken trade here as well, expecting long position over here. But what we need to consider here is that this last down move, which actually rallied towards the upside, broke this structure as well. This is chalk over here, and you can consider this to be a demand also. And with the fair value gap as well, you can consider this to here, the fair value gap over here. And here also you can consider this zone over here as fair value gap, where you can expect the market to come here, grab this liquidity and continue lower here. But what happened is that you can see after this last sell-off candle, the market kind of form a engulfing pattern here, engulfing this previous candle, and price is sustaining below fib of this candle. You can consider, look at this candle, guys. After this engulfing pattern, you can see price trying to stay below this. You can see multiple candles over here. This is the 0.5 of this candle. And in case if you want to scalp here, you could have easily taken short position here, keeping your short position here and short position here. You could have easily targeted this zone or towards the VWAP level or the 2.68 level. You can see clearly the market came all the way to 2.68 level. Or in case if you want to target it towards the low side, you could have targeted till the fair value gap or to this order block where the market broke this structure with a fair value gap over here. But what happened is that what we expected, the market would try to trade between these ranges. But what actually happened is the market came here and market retraced upwards with a good momentum. And you can see clearly this was quite unexpected. What we expected is that the market would take support, come all the way here, form kind of liquidity, and again break here, take resistance over here, continue further towards the downside, or might come anywhere, reject here again, will go further high. This is what we expected here. But what actually happened is that this order block level wasn't strong enough. So the market came all the way here and broke this order block level. This is the 1-minute order block towards the upside. And this is another 1-minute order block. And for us to see whether this order block will be respected or not, you could have considered the last low here, or you could have considered this low, or in case if you consider this low, you could find any support over here. But you can see clearly there was a kind of support over here where the price took support, and continued rally upwards. And you could have traded between this range, guys, selling from this zone and buying from this zone. But even though if the market would have rallied all the way here, you could have considered the last down move, which actually broke uh, this high structure over here. This is another stock formation, and the market broke this structure with a fair value gap here, and with the order block, this is the last down move, and you can see clearly the market trying to sustain below this zone itself. And there was not good movement in Bank Nifty, guys. You can see clearly there was no good price action followed here, and because there is much volumes traded in Bank Nifty, or if you're using confluence with moving averages, you can see clearly that 200 moving average is trying to face resistance over here, but it broke here. Again, it's kind of breaking towards both direction, clearly signifying sideways market here. You can see clearly it faced rejection and should have continued further towards the downside. Or in case if the market is bullish, would have continued bullish and took support from here again further continuing bullish momentum. But you can see clearly that here it faced rejection. Again, the market had to come down. So for the trades which we could have taken is this trade, guys. After this bearish engulfing pattern, you could have traded here, keeping your stop loss and targeting this fair value gap here, as I've already mentioned in my live trade. This is where you could have taken one trade over here. And another trade is this trade, guys. After price taking support from this VWAP level, you could have taken long position here, keeping your stop loss just below that candle and trying to target this 1.68 level or the 200 moving average. This is one beautiful trade setup, guys, where you could have taken. And in case if you might have followed this trend line liquidity, you can see clearly after this bearish candle breaking this 200 moving average towards the downside. And you can see, and the market tried to retrace towards the upside, but it couldn't face rejection over this 200 moving average, clearly signifying bearishness. And in case if you might have plotted this trend line liquidity, as I've already plotted it here, you can see there was multiple supports over here where it again broke towards the downside. And you could have taken short position here, keeping your stop loss above this candle or above this 200 moving average. 200 moving average was best confluence. And you could have targeted all the way to this 550 level, this order block level, or this swing high. You could have kept your TP1 here or TP2 here, or you could have tried all the way here as long as it crosses the doesn't cross the 9 moving average. Clearly, you can see that here it didn't even cross this 9 moving average, and the price was clearly trading below this 9 moving average. You need to only use three moving averages, guys. One is the 200 moving average, one is the 9, and one is the 21 moving average for you to make more sense. But I'm used to using more than I use usually 5 moving average for better confluences. But as you have seen here, the price took support, and again the market broke structure here. And if you try to plot the fib levels here, you can consider this common point over here and this common point here. You can see this is the 50 level, or you could have taken support here as well. This VWAP support after this dodgy candle. In better confluences, if you might have understood, like you could have kept your stop loss just below this VWAP and try to target this high, or in case if the market would have gone, you could have considered this high as well. So you can see all the way here as well. Here we took trade in confluence with 200 moving average, guys. Try to remember what I'm saying. And here we are taking in confluence with pivot in confluence with VWAP. So actually, in case if the correct momentum would happen, what would happen is that the market came here, retraced here, and it should have grabbed this liquidity, guys, even this fair value gap or 1 minute order block, and continued further bullish momentum. But you can see clearly that the market didn't even reach this fair value gap over here or the 1 minute order block. They didn't even grab this liquidity. There might be a lot of pending orders over here. So there are high chances that the market here might come and continue further. It may reach tomorrow here and continue further towards the upside. So you can see clearly about this is about the upside momentum, and you can see further the market came here, this order block level, and continued further high. Again, it came here. Here you can see there wasn't much momentum, guys. And this one trade which I have taken, and this was very good confluence trade. And here also it was very good trade. And here also it's like a good trade only, guys. If in case if you have good practice, you could have really taken with a very small risk to reward ratio. So, so this is about Bank Nifty, guys. Coming to Nifty. Let's see how Nifty was said. So in Nifty, so when you try to plot the pivot levels, and let's see, this is for tomorrow's pivot, guys. You can see this is today's pivot, and the price didn't come towards the pivot levels also. So there is no use of pivot levels here. And you can see I have taken this trade. This is the short push. This is where I have taken. If you go and see my live trade and live trade which I have taken, I targeted little this low. This is what my trade, and I have also posted it as soon as I have taken this trade. But coming to Nifty analysis, if you plot the top to bottom here, and in case if you want to plot the fib levels over here, this is the mid. And if you consider the 5 minute range, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 minute range, you can consider this is the 5 minute range, and this is a 5 minute zone. And the last up move before the down move, which broke structure towards the downside, you can consider this order block over here. But in case if you want to use smart money concepts, you can see clearly this is the last up move actually. But in case if you want to see properly, you can see there was some sort of rejection here where the price couldn't even break this structure here. And you can see clearly there is some sort of rejection over here, sellers over here. So you can consider this zone uh, as the you can consider it as 1 minute order block zone or something like that, because you can see clearly there was some sort of rejection. I just took my trade as soon as this candle, guys, when this candle got reversed. I took my position there itself and I targeted all the way here. So if you try to plot the anchor wave levels over here, here you can see clearly. And if I try to place this anchor wave level here and try to plot this low anchor wave level, and you can see clearly here the market rallied up clearly. Till here the market sentiment is bearish only. You can see this kind of upward momentum, but only here you can expect some kind of, actually it broke structure towards the upside. This is called break of structure, and the last down candle which actually broke structure towards the upside is this candle, guys. This candle, or you can consider this candle also, but with a fair value gap over here. But you can see clearly the market here broke this anchor gap support over here, and this is 1 minute order block. And following this candle, you can see the market engulfed this previous bearish candle, but it formed a dodgy candle. But you can see clearly the market tried to break, showing clear sign of some kind of support over here. But clearly you can see the market broke this structure high with a fair value gap. This is a fair value gap. And if you try to plot the fib levels, the common point between this and the common point between this, you can see the price trying to take support from the 0.38 level. 0.38 level. And if you try to plot the fib extension levels, the common point, the swing highs, as both swing structures are blue in color, you could have targeted this 100% move over here. This is the 100% move. And you could have even targeted this 1.68 level, as the price didn't reach this level, but you could have considered this supply zone. And for holding on to a trade, you could have considered this common point. This is where the price took support. This is a 50 level. Excuse me, guys. And you can see the fib extension level, the compound release. The market, there was much confidence here where the price could have reached all the way here. And you can see clearly the market reached here. But let's hold on to our trade here. You see the market clearly broke structure over here where it took supply there. This is one break of structure. And here also it broke structure towards the upside with another order block. And the price kind of faced some sort of rejection from this zone, guys. You can see here also clearly where the market broke this structure low. You can consider this to be an order block also, but in higher time frames. But here you can see the market reached this zone, again broke structure towards the downside, clearly signifying bearishness. So the market here formed a sort of trendline liquidity over here. You can see clearly this trendline liquidity. And if you consider this, this is one sort of trendline liquidity, but you can consider this liquidity as where price taking multiple supports over here. But what we need to understand based on smart money concepts is that see the market broke structure towards this side. This is actually a chalk formation, and you could have entered short position here itself. And if you consider it with moving averages, you can see clearly the price didn't reach this 200 moving average. There are high chances the price would have reached this zone and consider continue bearish. But here you can see after this dodgy rejection candles, the price clearly broke this structure. And even this fib zone 5 minute first candle's fib also is broken towards the downside, and the price is clearly trading below this 9 and well as 21 moving average. You could have taken, you could have targeted till this support zone, guys. Could have targeted till this support zone. You can see price came here, took support again, rallied upwards, but couldn't cross this 9 as well as 21 moving average and continued further selling towards the downside, clearly breaking this low as well. And if you consider this bearishness over here and the common fib levels from point here to here, you can see the market again retraced all the way to this 50 level over here. So let's take this out. The market retraced all the way to this 50 level of this swing. And what happened here is that, as I've already told you, in case if the market sentiment is going to be bullish, the high chances the market will take support from this zone, guys. If you consider this is a zone where usually market will take support, this is a zero 0.5 as well as 0.6 zone. You should always be very cautious about this zone, guys, because there are high chances that the market might take support here and continue further higher. You can see the market traded in between this range, took support here, and with a good momentum, the market retraced and it even broke this structure high as well, clearly signifying a lot of bullishness in market. And if you consider this swing low to this swing high, you can see the price again came all the way to this zone over here. This is the 50 level, and if you try to plot the anchor way up level of this low, or you can consider actually this low, guys, there are high chances the market will take support from this zone. This is This is the 50 level as well as the mid of this candle as well as this 5 minute zone also. All these three confluences here, you can see the price closed above this zone only even if the market came down. This 50 level as well as this 5 minute zone as well as the first candle's fib. The market came here, and here also you can see the price rallied upwards, took support from this first candle's fib and continued further bullish momentum. Seeing this kind of support also, you could have taken here also and targeting this high or this double of this swing downward momentum like this. You could have targeted to the double of this swing. You see clearly the market rallied up, or in case if you could have targeted 1.68 level or 2.68 level, see 1.68 level, market reached here. This is one confluence where you could have taken trade. You see a price clearly broke, or you could have considered this candle's fib over here. Considering mid, you can see how beautifully this first candle's fib as well as this impulsive candle's momentum, which actually changed the market sentiment from bearish to bullish, and the market retraced, took support from this fib of this bullish candle. Again, it rallied upwards. You could have easily targeted in any ways, guys. And after this bearish breakdown, also price kind of took support here and kind of rallied upwards with this piercing candle of this bearish momentum. And after this bullish momentum candle, you can see price trying to hold, as you can see clearly after this bearish breakdown also the price trying to engulf this previous bearish candle, clearly signifying bullishness. So in case if you might have taken long position here, you could also kept here keeping your stop loss here and targeting this swing high structure as well. This high, this is where you could have even targeted. And you can see the market after here also kind of consolidated in sideways. For scalping, you could have kept here or you could have targeted till this zone. This is one trade confluence where you could have taken. This also you could have taken, guys, but for as of time being, let's keep it as like that. And you could have even considered This zone also, keeping your stop loss just below this candle, below this fair value gap, and targeting this high as well, this zone as well. There is so much confluence, guys, for you to trade. There are so many scalps you could have taken, but there isn't much premium moves. But it was in a range of 50 to 70 points. So you could have easily taken, as I have taken one beautiful morning trade here. And on short scalp also I have taken, but this is about Bank Nifty, guys. Nifty 50, and you can see clearly how this zero point 0.5 as well as zero point 0.6 zone, which acted as support over here. This 50 level acted as resistance. This previous bearishness where there is so much of selling, you can consider this demand supply zone as some kind of supply zone over here, where the market again broke this trend line liquidity towards the downside. After seeing this bearishness, you could have considered selling from here also in confluence with moving averages also you could have taken. As the price, there are very less chances for it to cross above this 200 moving average, because you can see this kind of supply over here. So you could have even considered this zone also, keeping your stop loss just above that 200 moving average, and consider and trying to break, consider this low or this low also. There is so much of confluence you could have taken, guys, for you to, and after this 350 level, so you could have taken this short scalp from here to here as well. And this was quite unexpected. But what we expected is that the market would continue further selling towards the downside. But you can see this selling here was with a trendline liquidity. There wasn't good, not much selling pressure over here, clearly signifying there is some sort of bullishness and not much of selling. You can see this candle patterns, guys. When you can closely associate after this bearish breakdown, I'm asking, you can consider this you can see this bullishness and this bearishness where the market is trying to move sideways. But if you consider this zone after the price broke this VWAP level towards the downside, you can see that there is no much there is a trend line kind of consolidation over here. As you can see, there is neither the market showing clear signs of bearishness and high potentiality that the market would consider would go bullish itself because of this trend line liquidity kind of pattern. uh, this is a clear trendline liquidity kind of pattern, and that's why the market, after breaking this trendline liquidity, continued further bullish and it went all the way high over here. Actually, I expected this trade to take, but was quite averse about it. And this is about Nifty 50, guys. And coming to tomorrow, like what might happen tomorrow, let's use this indicator, guys. This is the pivot levels, which will help us determine to predict tomorrow how market is going to behave. As you can see clearly, there is a lot of void over here, which the price has not been traded, and there is a fair value gap over here. There is a pivot virgin CPR, and this is the pivot levels, guys. This is the pivot levels of tomorrow. So what we can expect tomorrow in Nifty is that, okay, this is the anchor, this is the VWAP, yesterday's VWAP level. So in case if the market opens flat, um, let's see where is 200 moving average. You can see in case if the market opens flat, but you can see this is a wide pivot range, guys, compared to this pivot range over here. So there might be high chances that the market might go sideways also, because tomorrow is Sensex expiry. So we can't predict exactly what's going to happen. Then there might be a lot of premium decay as well. But what we need to see is that in case if the market gaps up here, gaps up and price kind of takes support from this yesterday's close level, or in case if the market retraces back all to this level, this is the lowest, guys. If the market breaks below this low here, there is high chance that the market would continue further selling, targeting all those buyers over here. But here you can see this rapid push in the market, where there may not be a lot of retail traders entering the market. So it's very difficult for market participants to target all those buyers who might have entered here. But in case if the market has to target those buyers, the market might come to this low, this 50 level over here. This is where, guys, this is the 50 level. This is anchor VWAP level. You can consider this 23,300 levels, guys. If the price is trying to take support from this level, there are high chance the market would go bullish. But once if this 23,300 level is broken towards the downside, or if the market gaps below this 23,300, there is very high chance that the market will continue further selling towards the downside. Or in case if the market gaps up, there are very high chances the market will go and reach all the way to this 23,400, almost to 23,500 level also. So this is our uh, analysis of Nifty 50, and coming to Bank Nifty trade analysis for tomorrow. So here also you can see clearly this is the pivot levels of tomorrow, and you can see the market clearly broke structure towards the upside, and and the high chances here is that the market might target all those sellers, guys, because this there is not much buying happening, because the people who might have bought here might have exited their positions once they saw the market coming here. And again, the people who might have bought here, the market targeted all those buyers here itself. And the people who might have bought here, again, the market came here and targeted all those buyers here in Bank Nifty. So this was a rapid momentum where you couldn't expect that market would move in this direction. So there are high chances in Bank Nifty that the market would move bullish itself, guys. So the market might gap up and take support anywhere between the close levels here. Yesterday's close level. This is yesterday's close. Or in case if the market might come all the way to this pivot levels and continue further upward momentum. In case if the market sentiment is bullish, the market would go like this, or the high chance that the market may take support here and continue further like this itself. There is support here, there is support here, there is support here as well. There is so much of support here. What if in case the market gaps below this trend, 49, 49, 136, guys. In below this 49, 140, if the market in case gaps here, there is a very good chances that the market will continue further selling, targeting all those buyers. You can see clearly a kind of trendline liquidity over here as well. So there are high chances in case if the market gaps down, there is high chances that this level might act as this zone might again act as resistance and continue further selling towards the downside. So we shouldn't expect, or there is another order block level here also. There might be possibility that the price might even grab this liquidity and continue further upside. This fair value gap level. So in Bank Nifty, we should be quite vigilant about how the market's going to behave. As of my conviction, there are high chance the market would be bullish price tomorrow, because market would target all those sellers who might have sold it here, expecting the market to go further down because of this fair value gap here. This bearishness clearly showing some kind of bearishness over here. I hope you understand, guys, what I'm saying. Uh, Thank you, guys.